You are all very good. These thrillers movies don't have any answer from the Korean movie makers. Today, the movie we brought is such a great South Korean thriller. And whoever is a thriller fan, wherever he is, whatever he is doing, he should come to watch this video. Let me tell you why. Look, there is a law in South Korea that if a criminal is not caught after 15 years of any crime, then that case will be invalid. And after that, even if the criminal is found, the police cannot catch him. Now, in such a case, a detective investigates a missing case of a small girl. But for 15 years, he cannot catch the criminal. Now, he has only 7 days left. And after 7 days, 15 years will be complete. If the criminal is not found in these 7 days, then this case will always be closed. So, the detective and the missing girl's mother try their best to solve this case. So, did they succeed? And like every thriller, what is the twist that makes this movie special? To know all this, you must watch the video till the end. If you like it, you must like it, and share it as well. And yes, if you are new to the channel, then do subscribe. So, the movie starts and the police detective is shown to Chang. Along with him is his partner, Sam. Both of them go to a woman named Shirley's house, where they see some case files. Actually, what happened was that 15 years ago, Shirley's daughter was missing. Chang investigated her case, but he could not find the criminal. And this beach kidnapper killed Shirley's daughter. Now, after 15 years, Chang is meeting Shirley. But since so many years, Shirley has been missing. So, Shirley has collected a lot of evidence from her side, which has a tape in it. She hears a girl screaming. Now, Shirley asks, "Did you find anything in my daughter's case?" Now, Sam tells her that according to our country's law, if a criminal is not caught within 15 years of crime, then that case will be closed without being solved. After that, we cannot even catch that criminal. And there is only 1 week left in your daughter's case to be 15 years. If we do not find the killer in her case, then this case will also be closed. And after hearing this, Shirley is shocked and says, "What kind of injustice is this?" Saying, she puts all her files in front of them, that these are not evidences, so what is this? Quickly find out the criminal and arrest him. But the problem is that these files do not have any solid clues in them, in which they can catch the killer. Chang and Sam are also helpless and say sorry to Shirley and leave. Then Shirley cries from behind and asks, "Please sir, catch my daughter's killer. You promised that day that you would give justice to my daughter." Chang is also very sad inside, that what should I do? He comes to the highway from there, where Shirley's daughter died. He sees some visuals from there. Someone had kept a bouquet there. He thinks that maybe Shirley must have kept this flower in her daughter's memory. He calls Shirley and asks, so she says, "I left that evil place. I will never go there where my daughter died." So the first question is, who kept this bouquet? Now Chang suspects that maybe the killer did not keep it. The flowers are a little wilted, which shows that it must have been kept here for 10 or 15 hours. That means someone must have kept it here at midnight. Chang looks at the CCTV cameras and starts checking the footage. At exactly 1:15 a.m., a man comes out of a nearby forest, comes to the highway and leaves the bouquet there. Not only this, he also looks at the camera at the same time, but his face was not clear. Now Chang thinks that whoever he is challenging me. And he is also saying, "Here, I am in the camera, come and catch me." Chang also accepts this challenge and that same night he takes Sam into the jungle. He believes that the killer must have stopped his car here. And as expected, they find the car's tire marks in the jungle. And they even take a picture of its pattern. Now, Chang guesses that he left the car here and went to the highway. He came on the same road with the flowers there. And he must have taken the car out of here and gone this way. Because the CCTV camera doesn't cover this side. That means this is a blind spot. So how do we find out now? Chang says that his image in the CCTV was recorded at exactly 1 o'clock and 15 minutes. If he came back on foot and took the car and went from this route, then he must have reached this blind spot between 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock and 55 minutes. We have to find out which cars passed through that blind stop in these 10 minutes. Especially those cars that have a dashboard camera. Some cars' dash cam must have recorded the killer's car. Then what? He finds a car whose dash cam recording records exactly 1 o'clock and 53 minutes. A black car passes. But the problem is that it doesn't have a license plate number. Meaning, there's a possibility that it must be the killer's car. But the problem is how to find a car without a license plate number. Chang looks at the footage again and again. He finds a sticker on the windshield. Chang then starts searching for a car with a sticker. And one day he finds a car that he had seen in the CCTV footage. But the problem is that this car has a license plate number. But Chang still has a doubt. And he verifies the tire pattern of this car with the tire pattern of the killer's car. So it matches perfectly. And not only that. There's a sticker on the windshield as well. Now Chang looks around to see whose car this is. Then a man sees Chang and leaves quietly. It was raining, so he had an umbrella. Chang follows him, but the killer gets lost in the crowd. Then he suddenly dresses the killer and chases him. But he escapes again. Now Chang checks in some of the stores there. Then he sees the same man in a restaurant who is hiding his face on a table in an excuse of reading a newspaper. He also has a wet umbrella with him. Now Chang is about to see his face. But he immediately pushes the waitress out of the car. Chang also runs after him. The killer also pushes Shirley out of the car and runs away. Seeing Chang chasing him, Shirley understands that he is the killer. And Chang is trying to catch him. But Chang's luck is bad and the killer quickly gets out of his car. The poor Chang is sad because 15 years have passed and he is still unable to do anything. But Shirley says that 15 years are not over yet. 2 hours are still left. We can trace the car with the license plate number. Now Chang says that this is not possible because the license plate number was fake. I have really failed in this case. Hearing this, Shirley is very sad that how will my daughter get justice? Chang starts burning all the evidences in this case, including the killer's drawings. Then Shirley's voice message comes that I have doubts about some people. You just give me their information. We will definitely be able to catch the killer. But Chang had given up. He ignores Shirley's message. The killer's drawing is running. But suddenly it rains and the fire goes out. The next day, the killer had chosen a small boy as his target. He starts following him. But that boy also has some doubts. So he gets scared and starts screaming. The killer then follows him. But in the meantime, he reaches home. And the killer then has to return empty-handed. Now he will not try to kidnap this child again. Because he can get caught. So he sets a new target for himself. An old man is playing with his granddaughter. Then the phone rings inside the house. The old man goes to pick up the phone. Then the call is cut off. The police have set up a camera and a call tracking system in his house so that the kidnapper can trace him if he calls for help. Anthony goes to the park again. Then another call comes. But not on Anthony's phone, but on another phone in the grass. He attends the call and hears his granddaughter scream. Then he tells the police inside that the kidnapper is calling. Then he tries to trace the call completely. Then the kidnapper says that your granddaughter is with me. Now the kidnapper calls the girl's mother in the house whose name is Kim. The police then tries to trace the call. The kidnapper says, give me $50,000. I will leave your daughter. But yes, if the police find out, you will see your daughter's dead face. Kim also cries and says, no, I will not tell anyone. Please don't do anything to my daughter. But then suddenly the police officer's phone falls down and a voice comes out of it. The kidnapper understands that there is a police there who is tracing his location. He immediately leaves that location. Here Kim gets scared and fainted that I don't know what the kidnapper will do with my daughter now. Then they find out that the kidnapper is here. Kim is a heart patient. And a few years ago, he had an operation. In this way, they traced the location of the kidnapper. And they also reach there. But the killer has escaped from there. Then they get a piece of cigarette, which they keep as evidence. Here the story goes into a flashback. When Chang went to tell Shirley that now your daughter's case has been 15 years. And now nothing can be done because we are not getting any clue. But Shirley goes to the restaurant the next day. From where the killer ran away on a rainy day. Shirley asks the restaurant owner that a man came here on a rainy day. And ran away by pushing the waitress. He says, I didn't see his face. But he was sitting at that table. Shirley goes to that table. And there is an umbrella of that man. And there is a name of a bank in it. She goes to that bank and asks, which customers do you give such umbrellas to? He says, we give them to our VIP customers. Shirley says, can you give me their names? But he refuses that it is illegal to give customers' information to someone else. Shirley may not know the laws of her country. But she does know that money is illegal to everyone. Money has the power to make every illegal work legal. What do you think about this, friends? Tell us in the comments. Shirley meets that staff alone and gives them money. So within the next 5 minutes, Shirley has the list of VIP customers. Shirley had called Chang to tell him about this, but Chang didn't pick up the call because he was disappointed. Then Shirley sent him a voice message. Chang had given up by then and started burning the evidences. Then he heard Shirley's voice message that I have a doubt on some people, please give me their information. But even then Chang ignored him. But Shirley didn't give up. After all, she picked up the mage. The next day, she went to the houses of all the VIP customers in that list one by one and started questioning. There was an old house on an address. Shirley went inside and saw that there was a cross mark on every day in the calendar. And the day Shirley's daughter's case was completed, the day was circled. Shirley understood that this is the house of this killer. Then the killer came to the door. Shirley was scared and froze. But the killer didn't come in, but he left from there. But Shirley didn't tell Chang anything about it. And now let's show in the present that the police want to find Anthony's daughter as soon as possible. Because Anthony is missing and Kim, who is a heart patient, is missing. And if the killer doesn't find his daughter, she might die. So the police have to work hard to find the killer. Here the killer is driving a truck that has a box in it. In this box, he has locked Anthony's granddaughter. Then a police car comes on the way, but the killer is walking without any tension. Suddenly the girl starts making a sound from inside the box. The killer immediately takes the car on a smooth road so that the police don't hear his voice. Now he opens the box, the girl tries to escape. But the killer grabs her face and puts a tape on her face and locks the box. Here at home, Kim, the kidnapper's daughter's daughter, is locked in the box. The police are waiting for a call. The kidnapper calls and Kim says, I want to talk to my daughter. Please give her the phone. The kidnapper says, check the garbage truck that will come to your house in a while. You will know that your daughter is alright. Kim runs towards the road, stops the garbage truck and checks the garbage truck. There is a photo of his daughter in the garbage truck, in which she is standing in a house. The kidnapper had just clicked this photo and sent it. Now Kim realizes that the girl is alright. The police check the background of the photo to check if there is any clue in it. Then they understand that Kim is alright. He says, who is this girl? 15 years ago, he matches Shirley's daughter's kidnapping pattern. He immediately meets Chang, who handled the case. Chang tells him that in Shirley's daughter's case, the kidnapper had sent a photo of his daughter in a garbage truck. That means, after 15 years, the same killer has again kidnapped a girl. And that girl's life could be in danger. Then he remembers that the collected evidence about the killer was not in the entire district because of the rain that day. Now he checks them. The police officer asks, will he leave the girl if he gives the money? Chang says, no. 15 years ago, we also felt the same. And Shirley took the money in a bag and went to the railway station where he was told. She left the bag at the place where the killer was told. But we were keeping an eye on that bag. Many military people came in it. And we missed the killer in that crowd. But he picked up the bag of money very cleverly. And he left a fake bag of money there. Now the police officer asks, why is he kidnapping again after 15 years? Chang says, obviously, he is laughing. He can't kidnap her again because he knows that he will be caught this time. That's why Anthony can't be a kidnapper. Something else is happening. But the question is, how did Anthony's cigarette with fingerprints come into that public booth? There are no more fingerprints of Anthony in that booth. This is also something to think about. It means that the kidnapper must have used gloves. If he was Anthony, he must have worn gloves while smoking cigarettes. Then how can fingerprints come into it? That's a very mysterious question. It means that Anthony is not a kidnapper or a killer. Yes, but the entire setting is that Anthony is a killer. Now, the police say that all the evidence is against Anthony. Even the background in the kidnap of the girl matches exactly with Anthony's old house wall. It means that Anthony had kept that girl there. On top of that, the girl has not been found yet and the case is very complicated. Now, the audio of the recent calls of the kidnapper and the audio of the calls of the killer of Shirley's daughter 15 years ago is completely compared by a specialist. The specialist says that these are both the same audio. The only difference is this. The audio of 15 years ago in our records is very clear. But the present audio is not that clear and there is a lot of disturbance in it. It is possible that the killer was using the same old audio tape this time. Because in the new audio, the voice of the killer is not clear but in the background, the voice of the cars is very clear. Now, Chang understands that the killer is using the same audio 15 years ago. But when he would have recorded it while playing it, the surrounding voices are being heard clearly in it. And these recordings are with Shirley as well, apart from the police. That day, Chang and Sam recorded the recording. He had taken this tape in Shirley's house in which Shirley's daughter's screaming voice was recorded. It means that there is some connection between Shirley and the killer. And knowing this, when Chang goes to Shirley's house, there is Shirley's granddaughter with Anthony. Oh my God! Chang's head starts spinning that what is the mystery? He asks Shirley, did you kidnap that girl? Here, Shirley tells that the VIP customers list that he took from the bank, one of them was the killer's house. The killer was marking in the calendar every day that when 15 years would be complete. And when he would be determined to live his life. He had already known that this was Anthony's old house. Then Anthony came there. And Shirley was ready to stab him, but Anthony didn't come in. Then Shirley saw that Anthony was very happy with her daughter and granddaughter. She couldn't bear the fact that the man who kidnapped my daughter and killed her was so happy with her family. Then she made a plan to kidnap Anthony's granddaughter. And she succeeded in it. She kidnapped him in the same way as 15 years ago, Anthony kidnapped his daughter. She recorded Anthony's granddaughter's voice and then took that girl to Anthony's old house. She took a picture of the girl there and put it in a garbage truck and sent it to Anthony's house. Then she wrote a letter for Anthony that you will bring the money bag from the railway station and then you will get your granddaughter. Then she deliberately kept Anthony's cigarette near the public booth so that the police would suspect her. And Anthony would be punished for his 15 years of crime. Now listening to all this, Chang gets angry at Shirley that what are you doing? Are you punishing this girl for Anthony's mistake? Give her to me. I will take her to the judge. But Shirley asks that if you send her back, then the blame on Anthony will be gone. And she won't get the punishment for my daughter's murder. Don't let her go to jail for at least 10 to 15 years, Chang. Until then, this girl will stay with me, please. Chang convinces her that you send this girl with me and I promise that Anthony will definitely pay for his crime. Then Chang goes to meet Anthony. He asks why you kidnapped your granddaughter. Anthony says that I didn't kidnap her. But 15 years ago, why did you kidnap Shirley's daughter and kill her? And listening to this, Anthony gets angry. Chang says that the punishment for your mistake is now being paid by your daughter and granddaughter. You quietly accept your crime. I promise that I will send your granddaughter safely to her mother. Now Anthony says that 15 years ago, why did he kidnap Shirley's daughter? Anthony's daughter, Kim, is a heart patient. And for her operation, Anthony needed $50,000. But Anthony didn't have that much money. So he kidnapped Shirley's daughter and demanded a ransom of $50,000. At that time, at Chang's request, Shirley put a fake $50,000 note in a bag and put the bag in the railway station. When Anthony saw that there was a fake note in it, he got angry. He called Shirley and threatened her that if she didn't give the real notes, she would forget her daughter. Shirley didn't want to take any more risks at that time. And she took the money and went to Anthony. At the place where she was told, Anthony tells her to cover her face with a plastic cover. Soon, Shirley does the same. At that time, Anthony takes Shirley's daughter in his car and comes there. But he stops the car in the forest near the highway. When he tries to take Shirley's daughter out, he attacks Anthony and runs away from there. Anthony also runs after her. The girl starts climbing a cliff. But unfortunately, in the dark, she can't see properly and reaches the edge of the cliff, where her leg slips and she falls down on the highway. At that time, at Shirley's request, Chang was coming in his car and the girl falls straight in front of his car. Chang turns the car to the other side. He also gets into an accident. Shirley tears her daughter's dead body in her hands. But in the meantime, Anthony takes the money from Shirley's car and leaves. Then he gets his daughter Kim's heart surgery done. And he starts living happily with his daughter and granddaughter. But he also regrets that he became the cause of the death of a little girl. That's why he used to leave a bouquet on the highway in memory of that little girl. But with that bouquet, Chang and Shirley's investigation started again. On the basis of Anthony's recorded statement, he is sentenced to jail. Then Chang returns Kim to his daughter. On the other hand, Shirley goes to a tree in the jungle and says, "Daughter, I was successful in bringing you justice." Saying this, she gets caught in that tree and her heart becomes a little lighter. And with this, the movie called Montage ends here, friends. It is said in this movie that if someone makes a mistake, he is surely punished. But where does this happen? Tell me. Where criminals roam freely. There, people who fight for innocence and truth run after the prison bars. Anyway, if you liked this video,